Hello, dear friends. Quarantine is a preventive isolation that people are subjected to for a period of time for various reasons. Opinion piece. End of quarantine. After Atlantis. Evil is not eternal. Unstable timelines. Wave of awakening. Cracks in the system. Regressive infiltration. The seals are dissolving. The prison is crumbling. Panic among controllers. Fall of the veil of oblivion. Role of the flame bearers. The cracks cannot be sealed. Guardians of the new earth. Everything is about to change. We are on the verge of something massive. Let's start. Most people don't realize that Earth has been quarantined for thousands of years. Not in a metaphorical sense, literally. This planet was isolated from the rest of the galaxy, according to Paul White Gold Eagle. Before the quarantine, Earth was never meant to be a prison. It was created as a living library, a galactic convergence point where the DNA of countless star nations was woven into a single tapestry, as they all seated this place. Earth was open, abundant, and alive, and souls came here freely to learn, exchange, and evolve. But when the Orion, Draco, and the synthetic AI collectives saw Earth's potential, they moved here as invading pirates. They spliced the DNA, rewrote the codes, and began weaponizing the library. Fear, war, and hierarchy were programmed into the template. Humanity began to forget who it truly was. The breaking point came about 30,000 years ago with the fall of Atlantis. Advanced technology was abused, the crystal grids fractured, and the planetary field collapsed into distortion. The councils intervened to protect the galaxy from contamination, and Earth was sealed under quarantine. This meant the Veil of Forgotten. Every soul incarnated here lost direct memory of their origin. Major stargates were blocked, and Earth's natural field was interfered with frequency grids, electromagnetic grids, and artificial loops like the Saturn Moon matrix. Thus, Earth became a closed system with a self-contained simulation without external rescue and with no possibility of remembering the truth. This wasn't punishment, but rather containment and protection, but it became torture. For the next 13,000 years, the quarantine was reinforced through religion, empires, monetary systems, and endless wars. The trauma kept humankind in a loop. Prophets were burnt, wisdom twisted into dogma, and truth was silently persecuted. Each generation of flame bearers that arrived faced the same gauntlet: isolation, amnesia, and persecution. Cracks. But nothing remains closed forever. The quarantine began to break in the early 2000s with waves of Schumann resonance. The Earth's heartbeat began to increase, destabilizing the grids. The flares carried information that bypassed the frequency barriers, and millions of human beings began to remember who they are and why they came here. Stargates that had been dormant in Sedona, Uluru, Shasta, and the Florida coast began to activate again. The controllers reacted with panic, with mass distractions, lockdowns, and digital hypnosis. But the cracks cannot be sealed again. Now we are on the verge of something massive. The quarantine is crumbling. The veil is thinning. And for the first time in thousands of years, the Earth is reconnecting to the larger galactic grid. That's why so many human beings feel the intensity, because the timelines feel unstable, because the illusion is crumbling faster than people can process, and because the seals are dissolving. What will happen next? Galactic contact, not through governments or screens, but through resonance, direct remembrance, and vital exchange. The stargates are opening, reconnecting the planet to the galactic highways. Those who awakened within the prison will become the guardians of the new Earth. Those who carry the flame through the darkest cycle will take their seats at the council table. In short, the quarantine was never meant to break us, though it broke many of us. It was meant to test us, and now it is ending. The seals are cracking, the grids are failing, and the veils are dissolving. We came here to carry the flame through the darkest density. We came here to ascend when it seemed impossible. We came here because the history of Earth was never meant to end in chains, but to end in memory. The prison is collapsing. The library is opening, and the entire galaxy is watching the greatest show in the universe. Opening. According to Mr. Poole, the world you were shown was never real. It was a stage, a theater, a carefully crafted illusion, where every piece of news, every bill, every law, and every treatment was programmed to keep you asleep. But parallel to this illusion, another architecture has silently grown, one that could not be corrupted, bought, or hidden forever. This is the quantum age, and the signal is about to be revealed. The ABS emergency broadcast system will not only inform the world, but also reset perception itself. The moment the screens go dark, the silence will not be a failure, but a synchronization. The satellites will shut down civilian broadcasts. Coded messages will shatter the narrative. And the greatest exposure of corruption in human history will flood every home, every device, and every consciousness. And while the world gasps at the magnitude of the scam, something else will be buzzing beneath the surface. The QFS quantum financial system. A system designed not by bankers, but by elite engineers. Every transaction is mirrored on quantum nodes. Every attempt at fraud immediately collapses against incorruptible code. Backed by gold, transparent and unstoppable, no inflation, no hidden chains, no slavery disguised as debt. Empires built on paper will disappear overnight. Already waiting are the silent lines of quantum transactions, invisible, unannounced, but ready to replace the dying heartbeat of fiat control. You feel the threshold in the atmosphere, the strange weight of time, the flicker in the news cycles, the silence before the storm. This is not a conspiracy, but an adjustment. The code is aligning, the signal is ready, and when it arrives, the change will not be gradual. It will be instantaneous, like Nescafe. The illusions of centuries will crumble in a single transmission. The chains of debt will evaporate in a quantum cancellation. The memory of pain will be replaced by the plan of perfect health. You are alive because you were chosen to witness it. You are here in these words because something within you already knows. Stay aligned. Stay steadfast. When the transmission begins, you will understand why it all had to happen this way. Reset news. The king of the hell is go, according to Paul White Gold Eagle. Delta message. A big week is coming. We are in control, and we have just begun. The end of times should not be confused with the end of the world. The time of mercy is ending, giving way to the time of justice. Satan will be chained, and the remnant will inherit the earth. The coming collapse, according to Dave 68. There is a reason a silent war against the Fed is unfolding in real time. And it's not about politics. It's about power, sovereignty, and survival. Today the system is reeling. In the last 30 days alone, several regional banks have closed their doors. Some were taken over. Others disappeared. The cracks in the system are quickly becoming visible. Rebirth. According to Judy Bington, Gisela is about to shake the world like an earthquake, and no one is prepared for the shock waves that are about to tear through every corner of society. This isn't just a financial reset. It's a system collapse and rebirth. This is a financial jubilee, the likes of which the world has never seen. The current political system is finished. Corruption has tainted elections for years, and Gisela is here to eliminate it. The new QFS voting system is on the way, and it's invulnerable. Voter fraud, impossible. Only those validated through a secure blockchain system will be able to vote. A technology you have never even heard of, hidden in deep vaults, is about to be released to the public. We are talking about more than 6,000 patents for mind-blowing technologies, from free energy devices to miracle cures. This isn't science fiction. It's the future that has been hidden from us for decades. Everything is about to change. It's not just about tearing down the old system, but about building a better one. It's not limited to financial reforms, but a wave of humanitarian projects that will change lives around the world, from providing housing for the homeless to revolutionize healthcare and education. The era of greed and scarcity is coming to an end, and the era of abundance and prosperity for all will begin. Banks will face new limits on rates and fees, while citizens will gain stronger custodial rights over their funds. Bank closures will occur gradually over a period of 3 to 5 years. Financial reparations will be made for unconstitutional actions such as illegal taxation, unfair lending, and illegal property confiscations. Economy. China tightens its rare earth regulations, with more controls on imported minerals. China has set a trap for the West with rare earths, according to the Financial Times. US adds copper, potash, and 4 other minerals to the list of critical minerals. Fed turmoil waits on the dollar and boosts gold. The end of the petrodollar means gold must be part of the readjustment, according to Brad Rohr. Trump considers distributing a tariff dividend among citizens. Preparations for martial law in the US and panic in the European Union. Dearborn, the first Islamic-controlled city in the US, enacts Sharia law. A non-Muslim is arrested for a Facebook post. The Ganesha festival in India began with parades and prayers. Ukraine. Vance compares Ukraine to a bottomless pit for US money. Russia rejects the presence of European troops in Ukraine, considering it equivalent to sending NATO forces. 69% of Ukrainians favor a negotiated end to the war as soon as possible. Russia accuses European authorities of hiding information about the Nord Stream sabotage. Hungary files a lawsuit against the EU for the use of Russian assets to support Ukraine. Europe. The European automotive sector is demanding a change in emissions regulations. The ECB president is pushing the Davos weather agenda. She wants banks to take the reins and dictate how the population is taxed. Germany approves a bill to establish a new voluntary military service that could be mandatory. Spain. The government declares a disaster zone in 16 regions affected by forest fires. Manuel de la Calva, member of the Duo Dinámico, died at the age of 88. Milei is attacked with stones during his visit to Lomas de Zamora. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.